Hi guys, it's Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf at Crondon Park Golf Club in Essex. And what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about two debilitating problems that can be caused with this one move and how we're going to fix it. So that's if you struggle with slicing the golf ball, and even worse if you struggle with shanking, how this one move can really make those two happen. And of course, one really easy, simple drill to be able to fix it. It's just foolproof to be able to do this drill. We just need two things to set it up, and we're good to go after that. So before we get into it, please make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell button to be notified every time I put up a video. So what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about how this one problem can cause both a shank and a slice. So let's get right into it. So this is one thing I see really common for shankers of the golf ball. Now, this is very similar. This is a little bit in my previous video of really those two key moves to really stop shanking the golf ball. This is one of them, but we're going in more in depth. And that's as you're coming off in the takeaway, your hands are really getting too far out away from you. See how my hands here are really going out and away. What that's doing, if my arms are pulling and my hands are going outwards away from the golf ball, not around me on my swing arc, what that's going to do, that's going to pull my arms away from me and get them disconnected from my body. Now, if I do this move and keep them disconnected from my body all the way through the golf swing and I don't reconnect them, what's going to happen? I'm either going to hit the hosel first because I physically move my arms outwards, so of course the club's going to be outwards as well, but I could also just make the movement to really cut across it to make it work somewhat. So what we can see is the hands and how they're moving at the beginning of the takeaway can be the cause of that slice and the shank. So that causing that disconnection is the problem. So what we need to happen in the golf swing, we need these hands to go more around our body, because we're swinging on a circle around our body, we're swinging on an arc. So if our hands go dead straight back or they go out on the outside of the golf ball, we're breaking that circle, we're bulging out on that arc straight away. So if we were to make that work, we would have to repin it. Think of, let's say a golfer has a big loop in their golf swing. You'd have to loop it, really get your left arm pinned back to your chest and then rotate around to make that work. In my opinion, too many moving parts for someone to do that. It's easier for them just to fix the takeaway move. So we know now we've got to move those hands round our arc. Now when we do that and we're moving our hands round us and swinging up on the swing arc, we can see then if I'm coming down in my downswing and keeping that connection still because I've moved around nicely, it's going to be way easier for me to present the club to the ball with a decent strike and decent path. So you can see as soon as we get those hands going more in and around us, we keep connection of our left arm. I haven't really thought of keeping connected at all, but we know the movement is what creates the disconnection. Those hands moving out creates disconnection. That could also cause in a lot of golfers an open club face as well, so that's one of your elements to slicing the golf ball. So we need these hands going more around us as we're going back. If we go out, arms bulge out. So really, we need to go around us, keep that connection. Let's hit a little one here. I'm almost trying to think of brushing my thigh here. So that's going to be a key one when we're going into this drill. So I'm going to brush my thigh, get these hands moving around, hit a little shot. Got a little thinny draw down there, but that really created the purpose I wanted to. Got those hands moving around. So let's get into a drill we can do, a really awesome drill. We only need two things, an alignment stick and a basket. Let's get into that and let's see how we can do this drill so you can get this perfect every time without thinking it. So guys, I've set up my drill. What I've done with this, I've got a basket, I've upturned it and I've stuck a stick outside it, really easy. So I've just gone and stuck a stick at quite a vicious angle here, but why I've stuck it the way I have and put the basket as close to the ball as I have, because all I'm wanting this to do, I'm wanting this to stop my hands going outwards. As we saw, that's what creates a disconnection, and when it stays disconnected, that's when we can get the slice and the shank. So if I've set up a perfect type of drill for this is the one. So if I here now make that move, my hands going too far outwards, we can see my hands are going to hit the stick straight away. To me, to miss this, I've got to move these hands more in and around me. As soon as I disconnect them, I'm going to hit the stick. This also will help with your swing path as well. But usually how we would do swing path wise is basket would actually be further away from us. This is actually quite close to the ball because we're just wanting to block the first initial hand movement. So if I've made a swing here coming underneath, I've stayed more connected with my lead arm and my body and my arms in general, and then I can get round and I can hit the ball nicely. So I can hit it. I guarantee I'm not going to shank it, and guarantee I'm not going to hook it or slice it either. So let me hit a little one here. I've just got to keep my hands nicely around me to avoid them hitting this stick. So let's do that. We can see there that was a start right draw for sure. So we can see for me there, that's forced me to keep my hands moving in and around my body with good rotation. We're never going to run into that hands moving out, because if I do, of course it's going to end badly. So we want to make sure by just thinking, right, I want my hands to go underneath the stick. I don't necessarily have to think of anything technical to do that. It will just happen. So if we were to think of something, which we can do, let's say if we took that stick away and we bounced over it, what we could do from there to really have a thought, off it goes. What we need to do there is we need to think hands more brushing our side as we go back. That will be more the ideal type of thought to have, because that gets the hands moving in. So let's have a look from another angle and just see how we set this up and how it looks from our perspective as well. Let's do that. So guys, with the basket set up here, all I've got is the basket, and I've got it upturned with the stick coming out of it. Probably more of a vicious angle than a normal 45. But as I can see, I'm going to have this ball quite close and underneath that stick, because why I'm doing that is because if I move out, you can see I'm going to hit the stick. So very basic type of thing, thinking if we're going underneath this stick, our hands are more going more round. If we want to make it harder, we can definitely do that by moving it closer. So I really have to get these hands, see how they're almost brushing my thigh. That's what we want. We want them almost brushing our thigh there. So we can see, just have it pretty close to us and make sure this stick is in a way where if we go more outwards with those hands, we're going to hit it. So this is also going to help for that across going down into your downswing as well. We're going to want to be swinging more underneath the stick, be a bit more draw over path as well. So let's just hit a little one down there just so we can see the difference with this stick, and so you can see the point of view angle. Let's hit a little one. Good. Just a little half drawy shot there. So got to get those hands going underneath the stick. If they go out, we're going to get disconnected with our arm, and we're probably going to hit the hosel, or we're going to really be cutting across it if we don't repin it. So hands underneath the stick to really hit the centre of the club face better. So guys, from what we can see there, really easy way to be able to get rid of this problem. Really, if our hands are shooting too far out, we're going to have that disconnection, and then we're going to, if we don't reconnect it in the downswing, or at some point in the swing, we're going to either hit the hosel or get two out to win. This simple little drill here, one is going to help the hand path going back. We could also think of our hands brushing our right thigh, or our trail thigh there would work as well. But if we're going to work on a driving range, this is the way to go, because this will help with your path coming through as well. If we can get that hand path going more around, we can keep more connected with our arms and our body. So guys, if you found that helpful, please like, please press subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time. So I'm curious as well, how often do you guys shank the golf ball? It's a really horrible thing. It's a thing that we're not even meant to say, shank. But I'll be really interested, and if you are shanking the golf ball, comment down below if you think this really is a helpful bit of information. But again, I've got another video on shanking, which is 2 moves that really affect and really make you shank the golf ball. That's got this one in there a little bit as well, but this is more in depth with it today, and a good little drill we can do. So guys, really work on this, get this part of your golf swing down, that takeaway. It's a key vital part. If something's going wrong there, it can have a roll-on effect throughout your golf swing. So make that hand path go more in and around, and you're gonna have a much easier time with how you strike that golf ball and the shape of your shot too.